I've seen memes like this before, and another one caught my attention. So check this out. On the screen right now, there's a paycheck stub. The caption is, "Here's how your paycheck will look with multiple child support garnishments. Be careful, brothers." Just to break this down, I assume this person is paid bi-weekly, by the way, because they put 80 hours to work and, saying about 5 hours overtime. In total, it was about $1,600. But then you see the taxes were deducted, insurance, and then you see four different charges for child support. And about like 40% of his income goes to child support. And this guy who is working 85 hours just to cover this so they could survive on their own, which, $400 at the end there in 2 weeks is not enough money, by the way, especially for that many hours. So whenever this type of meme is passed around or people talk about this, I see mixed feedback, right? People argue about this a lot. I see people furious and strongly criticizing the child support system. And I also feel that it's unbalanced at the moment, saying the child support system. So I kind of see where they're going. But I also see people specifically saying, well, this is the guy's fault for not being a man, or this is what happens when men create broken households. And that sort of mentality or opinion, I feel is very unjustified. I don't want to say I don't know why people say this or do this or have that opinion, but I do know why. It's a lack of accountability. It's not only the man who makes broken households. You're the one who allowed them to get to that point. But accountability seems to be a problem on both ends. Be careful who you sleep with, because both men and women are fully responsible for the outcome if, obviously, in the case the interaction was consensual, of course, because that's the only thing we're talking about here. I don't want to talk about that other stuff because that is a complete other topic. When you and someone else decide to have an experience consensually, both of you know the risk. And if you don't want this individual to potentially hold such an important, responsible status in your life or whatever you're attached to in your life, and I'm saying this mutually, you two shouldn't have engaged in anything like this. So to say this is what happens to men who make broken households, no, it's both of you who contributed to this. Both of you knew the potential outcomes, like unwanted pregnancy. If you chose your partner carefully instead of carelessly, look, one single night can lead to long-term commitments or responsibilities neither of you want. We have to stop acting like one side is blameless if they enable or ignore red flags in each other. And at the same time, you can't keep claiming victimhood because you chose to ignore risky situations. Even if you made a mistake because you were young and didn't recognize the flags, it doesn't mean you don't take accountability. We have all done things. We have all done things when we were younger because we were naive. It doesn't mean that, oh, it just happened, bro. Oh, I was just a kid. Yeah, you were. But the cornerstone of maturing and learning from your past is that when you were a kid or younger, is you start recognizing that you have to look after your part of your mistake. If you're too busy being attached to the outcome of your mistake, you never come to peace with your own accountability for it. You are mostly in control of your own outcome. I was saying in a video last week that life is like 90% of how you react to things. And we oftentimes make mistakes or poorly react to it. You, me, everyone. I've done stupid things that I still have to deal with to this day, that I'm still suffering for years later, bro. Years in the past, I'm still suffering years later or something, stupid things I've done. But what am I supposed to do? You want me to be mad at everyone else? You want to be mad at this person for convincing me to get into the situation? Am I supposed to be mad at everybody else besides the fact that, hey, I made this decision myself. I'm not going to be hard on myself about it, but you live and learn and make the best out of your situation. This is what I'm saying. Am I going to be attached to the outcome, or am I going to make peace with my own part of whatever put me in a situation that I don't feel is favorable? In terms of this specific situation and topic about the child support and stuff, the way I always felt about like having kids with somebody is that I would always personally measure if someone is going to be a good partner through how they handle responsibilities and stress. Also, how nurturing they are to others who are dealing with responsibilities and stress. And believe it or not, oftentimes we don't really check for that in people, or we don't get the true opportunity to see in a relationship how someone is like that until like many years later. And a good way to test how someone is, or to really think about how someone may be in terms of like a serious family like relationship in the future or whatever, right? See how they treat other people. Because guess how they're going to treat other people when they're not happy about it. See how they're going to treat people who stress them out. See how they're going to treat people who they have resentment for, who they're not happy with, who yada yada this and that. You know what I'm saying? See how they do that. It's a good way to see, okay, well, you know what? I don't know if this is a good idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's an example. Here's myself. I'll use myself. This is why I always say I'm not ready to have kids. I say it in my videos all the time. I am getting older though. And I have revisited the topic of starting a family. I thought about it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to do that anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? Because there are things I need to work on. One thing is that I am very impatient and intolerant, especially when I'm stressed. When I'm frustrated about something, I get moody very quickly. I may snap back at you or seem very irritated that you're even talking to me or bothering me because I'm stressed out about something. Like I'm hyper focused on whatever I'm stressed out about. Like saying that's not a good sign, especially considering when you have a child. A child needs the exact opposite qualities from their caretaker from how I'm acting, okay? Also, I'm not a very family type of person. I'm not into it. I barely even hang out or talk with my own family. Why would I start a new one when I have no priorities or care for it? You know what I'm saying? I'm a very bad candidate to be a father right now. And this same thing you have to consider about who you sleep with. If you're spending a lot of time engaging in activities with someone, there might be a time for you to think, well, or even before you decide to engage in activity with somebody, let's say it's not completely impulsive, right? Well, ask yourself, with this person, if an unexpected result happens, is this person someone I will find myself comfortable building a family with? Can I imagine being a parent with this person? And if you don't know the answer to that, let's say you don't know them enough, right? Or you're still getting to know them. Again, check how they treat other people and also observe how they handle stress and their own responsibilities. Some people can't even handle their own responsibilities with everything else in their life. They can't even take care of themselves. Yet they're starting a family. They want to start a family. Like you like if they can't even take care of themselves, like you shouldn't even be considering starting a family with them. You get what I mean? Do you really want to sleep with someone risking unwanted pregnancy, with someone who isn't paying their own bills on time, who doesn't seem accountable for things in their own life? No discipline, lack of discipline, rather. They don't take care of their pets. They don't even clean their room or their own space. And why is that important? How is cleaning your room a good indicator or a bad indicator or whatever about how someone is good to, start a family with? Because look, if someone lacks organization in general, that's not a good sign. You don't have to be perfectly organized all the time, but if you just generally lack organization, I wouldn't want to start a family with somebody like that. Especially if I have to manage a child, my child, and I'm parenting with somebody else. You can't organize stuff. You can't I can't be doing this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying, don't get twisted or miss the point here. I'm not saying don't go out and have fun with people. I'm not saying super reserve yourself. I mean, maybe you should if you feel like you have impulsivity issues where you sleep around or whatever, right? I still go out and have fun. But let me tell you, I am very careful with who I do things with. I make sure I also let them know before I even do anything with them. I let them know that I am not the father. I am not that guy to get pregnant by, because I will not be the best version of myself that I would want to be. And I'm telling you, the red flag right there. You get pregnant by me, listen, it's not going to be a fun time. You know what I'm saying? It's just not going to be a fun time because I'm just not ready. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a few rough years. And I'll make it known, like, listen, we're just doing this for fun. Okay? we're in a relationship or something, or whatever, we're committed to each other. Yeah, we're just doing this for fun for now. Okay. The last thing we want is this to happen. And if her and I are not on the same page about that, then I won't even bother engaging in activity. I'll be in a relationship with somebody. My ex, yo, we weren't on the same page about that. This is the same ex who I talked about in a few other videos ago, where she was like belittling me. Yo, we were on the same page. We were still in a relationship. I wasn't doing anything with her. Like, and that made her upset. Like, sorry, like, I don't want to risk it with you. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to risk it with you. I don't feel you'd be a good candidate. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel I would be a good candidate. And we're not on the same page about that. You want to do something. Listen, you on your own. You know what I'm saying? I'll still be in a relationship with you, but sorry, we have to take away one of the most important things to a lot of people in relationships, which is the intimacy. You got to test the water with people. You got to see how people are, what their life is like, and so forth. Just because someone has money or seems stable, and this is what people constantly get confused here. Just because someone's got a financial abundancy, it doesn't mean they're responsible with their money or lifestyle or anything. Always keep that in mind. There's so many other things to look at. That's just my opinion on this. What do you guys think? This episode is found on Spotify and YouTube. I'm out.